The origin and mythos of goblins. Goblins is a mischievous and usually highly unpleasant, vindictive, and greedy monster whose primary objective is to cause trouble for humans. There's a tiny population of goblins who are nicer or more neutral in disposition. Regardless of type, all goblins are said to have unique, specific skills, sometimes magical in nature. Some goblins have more fairy-like talents comparable to those of a witch or warlock, while others have more demonic abilities, only using their magic to cause damage. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the origin and mythos of goblins. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Despite regional differences, goblins are virtually always described as troublemakers. They're either tricksters and mischievous, like immature youngsters, or malevolent, evil, doers who pose a threat to humans. They, like many other similar entities, have the properties of spirits rather than corporeal beings. As a result, they are comparable to ghosts and demons, as they are related to some Christian teachings and lore. Traditional civilizations all around the world contain stories and beliefs about entities who resemble European goblins. In Zimbabwe, one reason for a disabled kid is that a goblin known as a Zvikwambo may have impregnated the mother while she was sleeping. The Tangu are Japanese mountain goblins that take on the appearance of either an old man with a long snout who walks barefoot or a crow Tangu with the wings, beak, and claws of a bird, but the body of a man. According to early Tangu legends, they committed wicked things like starting fires and kidnapping and eating children. They may even turn into humans and deceive people. They become more mischievous and even beneficial to humanity in later Tangu legends. One Tangu commander was supposed to be a martial arts master who mentored a great martial arts founder. Goblins are hideous fairies that can range in height from dwarf to human. They have been given various, often contradictory, skills and qualities. According to some stories, they are mostly invisible to the human eye and hence act as phantom. Even in traditions where they are invisible, it is well understood, though how it is known remains a mystery, what they look like below their invisibility. They are commonly said to be shorter than humans. Depending on who you ask, they can be stout or thin. Their brow is completely covered in thick hair, and their mouth is filled with yellowed, crooked teeth. Goblins are frequently represented as having a scratchy, raspy, and slightly high-pitched voice, speaking human languages in addition to their own, and having a shrewd mind. Goblins have been depicted as green in contemporary portrayals. However, this is a new tradition. The generic name goblin has been given many qualities. In certain cultures, they are more like pixies, stealing horses to ride at night, hiding small objects, tipping over pails of milk, and changing signposts. Some think goblins are more malicious, spinning nightmares out of gossamer and putting them into a sleeping human's ears, snatching human women and children and keeping them underground, or even stealing human newborns and replacing them with ugly goblin offspring, changelings. A goblin's smile is said to curdle blood, while a goblin's laugh is said to sour milk and cause fruit to fall from trees. Goblins are frequently said to be nomadic, seldom settling in one spot for very long. Origin. There's no agreement on where goblin myths originated. Because goblins are related to fairies and other European spirits, it is probable that they originated together. Many historians believe that such animals arose as a result of a fascination with paganism and its mysticism, particularly the belief in nature, spirits, and magic. Goblins may have originated from the concept that, in addition to virtuous pagans, there were malevolent ones who became evil spirits. In his Letters on Demonology and Witchcraft, Sir Walter Scott ascribed gnomes, kobolds, and goblins, as well as Scottish bogles, to a caricature of the Sami people. While their folkloric origins are unknown, there are mythological stories that recount them. One of the most prominent goblin origin tales claims that they started in France, in a cleft of the Pyrenees, but fled at some point in history, spreading throughout Europe. A redcap, also known as a powrie or dunter in British folklore, is a nasty, deadly goblin, elf, or fairy. They are claimed to live in ruined castles on the border between England and Scotland, to murder travelers who wander into their dwellings, and to dye their hats with the blood of their victims, thus their name. Indeed, Redcaps must murder on a frequent basis, since if the blood color in their hats dries out, they perish. Despite the fact that they carry heavy iron pikes and wear iron-shod boots, Redcaps are extremely swift. It is impossible to outrun the buck-toothed little demons. The only way to avoid one is to quote Bible scripture. They lose a tooth when they hear it and leave it behind. Robin Redcap was the most infamous Redcap of all time. As Lord William de Solis's demonic familiar helper, Robin wrought havoc and ruin in the fields of his master's residence, Hermitage Castle in Liddesdale, Scotland, near the English border. Men were killed, women were abused terribly, and black arts were practiced. So much infamy and blasphemy were supposed to have been committed at Hermitage Castle that the enormous stone keep, the castle, was said to be sinking beneath a great weight of sin, as if the ground itself wished to hide it from God's gaze. Despite his malicious deeds, Solis met a horrifying end. He was carried to the Nine-Stane Rig, a circle of stones hard by the castle, a local megalithic circle, and boiled to death in a large cauldron. The appearance of a goblin varies greatly depending on its nation of origin, yet most goblins are recognized for having wild hair and green skin. Many people are unaware that there are 10 different sorts of goblins. These types are sometimes referred to as subraces, and each subrace has a distinct appearance and set of abilities. Most people see the type of goblin known as a throw or a kobold when they think of a goblin. Trolls can transform into human-like forms. However, they are often short in stature and have an ugly look. Kobolds are the prototypical goblin, resembling the house elf known as Dobbies in the Harry Potter novels. Hobgoblins are the names given to some of the more wicked sorts. Hobgoblins are mythical creatures with dark, shaggy hair that are similar to brownies. They are not malicious and are well known for their practical jokes. Hobgoblins also tend to get along better with humans. The Knocker is temperamentally and physically similar to a hobgoblin. It lives in a mine and frequently befriends human mine workers as long as they stay on its good side. The Fuka has an attitude similar to that of the hobgoblin but takes the form of a dark black horse. The Bogey is another dark, but very small, subrace of goblins because of its size. The Bogey is incredibly difficult to kill. The Hogboon is the nicest goblin. Some claim it doesn't even appear or act like a goblin at all. Another subrace is the Tangu, which sometimes resembles a dog, like Chinese demon but more often takes the form of a bird. Despite their demonic origin, Buddhists regard Tengus as guardian spirits. The Kalikansaro is a Greek mythological creature with a long and slender look. Finally, there's the Kolksu, which is a type of goblin that lives in the sea and resembles a mermaid. Kolksus, on the other hand, are extremely dangerous and unkind. Many legendary creatures resemble goblins in look and nature. Elves, fairies, gremlins, ogres, trolls, and gnomes are just a few of these creatures. Gnomes are similar to goblins in many aspects, most notably in appearance. They are short and sturdy, with sharp ears and a long, tangled beard. Many people associate gnomes with the small ceramic statues that sit quietly in their gardens until they magically vanish. Gnomes, like goblins, are known to enjoy playing tricks and are rumored to live underground, similar to many species of goblins. Fairies are comparable to goblins, particularly in their magical and mythological origin. Fairies, like goblins, have special talents. Many people remember gremlins as the cheeky, mischievous little critters from Chris Columbus's famous 1980s picture. Gremlins have a penchant for causing mischief for the sake of mischief, particularly by disassembling machinery. Goblins, like gremlins, are infamous for destroying things just for the sake of destroying them. Elves, like goblins, are frequently practical jokers and have a similar appearance, most notably their pointy ears. Ogres and trolls have many similarities, but they also share many of the same characteristics as goblins. They are all terrible, unkind, and prefer to cause trouble. That's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.